around vocational education in West Africa. And we won the first runner-up prize for the Harvard Business School New Venture competition. And we're using the seed funding from that, and we're launching, and we've just started our first training class this week, actually. It's called West Africa Vocational Education, and we train unemployed youth, and we place them in jobs, starting with the hospitality and retail sector.
That's across the sub-region, West Africa, right?
Yes. So we're starting in Lagos and plan to move eventually across all the West African countries.
What's the number of people you're looking to engage with that one in Lagos, for example?
So in Equilibrium, we want to be training 25,000 youth every year.
25,000?
That's our vision.
Okay. Well, that's a substantial number. Then maybe we should come back to 7-Up representative, their consultant. That must make you feel really proud.
That is the essence of the whole thing. In her own enclave, she's already showing leadership. But it's a depth of skills in terms of like identify the hospitality and retail business. So by the time you train 25 people, and hotels are springing up everywhere. You have more customer service oriented people. Clients are more satisfied. And of course, you take people out of the streets and put them in jobs. Crime is reduced. Yeah. So we as an organization will be very, very happy. We're delighted that on our first, the seed we are sowing is already bearing fruit.
I wish we have 1 hour to have this conversation, but we don't. So let me ask you then, those who might want to for this year, for the following year,
apply because for next year.
Mayowa has got this year's 2013, 2014. Those who want to apply for next year, what do they have to do? Where do they have to go? What do they need for preparation?
There's a process.
What's the process?
Apply to Harvard.
Oh,
get your admission yes, to Harvard. Then before you apply to 7-Up for scholarship. That is the process.
Okay.
So they should be surfing the net now to go to Harvard, find out how do I apply. And we want to encourage as many young Nigerians as possible. Try those who graduated from our universities here. Solve the net. Thank God every telephone has internet compliance. So as soon as you apply to Harvard, you are admitted for the MBA program. Then bring your admission letter. Money is not it. I don't have money. It shouldn't be a problem. Bring your admission letter.
Before we come back to Mayowa then, how many people did you have apply before you selected Mayowa?
You have some frivolous applications. Like the EDs said yes, when we had a press conference on Thursday, somebody was admitted to do HND somewhere and he applied to 7-Up Bottling Company for scholarship. But this year, the actual people that had good admission to Harvard, there were 7 of them.
7?
Yes, that applied to 7-Up for scholarship. Out of that 7, there's a very big criterion we're also looking at, residency.
So out of the 7, how many of them were living outside Nigeria?
Virtually, I wasn't in the panel of interviewers.
Yes.
But some of them have stayed all their life in US, UK, and maybe 1 week to the interview, they just rushed down to Nigeria.
To come for
but we're looking for those who are indigenous Nigerians. Even though it's school abroad, but we are also part of this society because this is the environment we do our business.
Okay.
So that is.
Does it have to be the business school?
Yeah, it must be Harvard because we have a relationship, we have a partnership with Harvard.
Oh,
it must be MBA.
An MBA.
Yes,
okay.
It's got to be MBA.
Oh, okay. So, not to go and do PhD.
No, not PhD.
Yes. Okay.
Yes.
Now, how did you? What was the process applying for Harvard?
I like to call the process a journey because I started almost a year ago. Actually, you first of all have to do your GMAT. Once you get you can do it a number of times. Once you get a score that you feel is satisfactory for admission, I then
how long did it take you to
study for my GMAT? Yeah. I was working while I was studying, so it took me I think 6 to 8 months to study for my GMAT. Okay. So I did it almost a year exactly ago, actually July 2012. And once that was done, you have to write essays and get people to recommend you. So usually they'd ask for recommenders from work or extracurricular activities, because Harvard plays, everyone that goes to Harvard is smart. Everyone that goes to Harvard, has A's. But you also have to show there's more to you than just a brain box. You have to show that, you're a contributor to the community you live in. So I got recommenders from my extracurricular activities as well as work. And then you get your application documents together and you send off an application to Harvard, and then you have an interview, and then after that you wait for a decision.
You went
How did you know about the 7-Up scholarship scheme?
I saw Miss Sun on TV 2 years ago saying, hi, I'm Miss Sun, and I'm going to Harvard on 7 Up Scholarship. So that was my first introduction to the Harvard Scholarship. And there's a lot of information on the 7 Up website. It's www.7up.org/HBS. There's a lot of information about the scholarship on the website.
Okay, we have to wrap up now. Miss, and tell us what will be your final word to young Nigerians who will be interested, just in case there's another Mayowa hanging out there waiting to hear when to Harvard. Listen,
I
go
would say
on.
dream big. People focus too much on the GMAT score. No, it's about the story. So, Harvard and 7-Up look for the holistic picture. Who are you? What are your dreams? What do you want to do? How do you want to make a difference in this world? Nigerian youth have forgotten how to dream. Let's learn how to dream again and just apply. Go for it.
Okay, thank you very much. Your final word?
Like you said, we want all Nigerians, young and old, because we have removed the young. If you are 50, you are 60, you can still contribute to the economy of Nigeria. Apply. 7-Up has a pedigree of CSR in Nigeria. I'm supporting a lot of people, and they were there to train the next generation of human capital for Nigeria who come want to look at you in Nigeria. So that we can move from where we are now to where we want to be.
She just said we should dream. So
Yes,
Dreams.
We'll dream.
And wake up.
Wake up. Okay. Thank you very much, gentlemen. Mike Nzeagwu, the head consultant, Metro Media Communications, and consultant to 7-Up Bottling Company. Thank you for coming. And of course, the two young ladies, one who's done excellently well, and the projects you're working on, Miss, and we wish you the very best with that. And we're looking to having people like you in presidency, in state government houses, and making changes, not just in the private sector, but in the public sector as well. Miss Nrawani, who was first 7-Up, but Miss Misson.
Misa.
Rigo Misa, okay. Thank you. And also, Mayo Akwiro, we wish you the very best.
Thank you very much.
We're hoping we'll see you here this time next year telling us what your
All about
experience
the
has been.
MBA program at the
Yes.
Harvard.
Thank
All
you
right.
very much.
So Sunrise not going away. We'll take a short break and then we'll be on the home stretch. And don't go away.